I'm Nicola Woodward. Welcome to the Boehm Caprice's challenge. We're now on to number 19, which is a waltz in the sunniest of keys, A major. That was Caprice number 19 by Boehm, waltz in A major. So, a few tips, a few hints I hope that will be helpful for playing this piece, but more importantly for playing in general, because after all that's what a study is all about. So first of all, playing unaccompanied on a melody line instrument is very difficult, and probably the biggest challenge is rhythm. To make sure your listener is comfortable and engaged, the listener really needs to understand the rhythm. And we have the advantage because we can see it in front of us, so we often forget how much we have to spell out the rhythm. So without making it ugly, we need to make it very clear what the time signature is and where the first beat of the bar is, so that our listener is relaxed. So this study in particular is probably all about trills and jumps. So first of all, first 8 bars, we've got some very exposed trills on the fingers that really don't want to be working independently. So my advice really is to practice them as much as you can, play them for much longer than the crotchet that's required here, to make it seem easy when you only have to play for a crotchet. But as with any difficult fingering, practice it slowly and build up. And then we really need to take the emphasis away from the fingers. So think about your feet, keep everything really relaxed. 2 feet, really 2 feet, planted firmly on the ground, knees soft, back, neck, shoulders, everything as free as it can possibly be. And then just let go and hope for the best. So the second section here, we've got 8 trills that are in identical places, so they really need to sound identical. There's only really time to do quavers and a triplet. Well, think of it as quavers and a triplet. So I advise practicing like this. And then you can gradually build up the speed. And this section is also tricky because we've got some quite low notes in between the trills. As flautists, we spend so much time working on strength in the bottom register that sometimes we do overdo it. So be a bit careful that we don't have this. So forcing the bottom note out, because of course that's going to throw the rhythm, because it's very easy to make it sound as if that's the first beat of the bar, and then your listener won't know where they are. So plenty of energy on the first beat, this first staccato semiquaver of the bar there. The next section has got some really evil big jumps in it, and the low note sandwiched between 2 very high notes is quite likely to disappear. So with any passage like this, or any passage indeed, there are often notes that, well, we go through the motions and we think we've played the note, but actually when we really listen, the note wasn't actually there. So with any note like that, I recommend you play the note that's likely to disappear, play it for much longer and much louder than it actually needs to be. So it sounds pretty unmusical and quite ugly, and you can break it down even more than that. And then, as I say, just like the trills at the beginning, when you let go, that note stands far more chance of actually being there. There are no dynamics in this edition, so in the next section I quite like to play 4 bars forte and 4 bars piano, just for a bit of fun. And then we're into another jumpy section, the E major section, and this one you do need to work really hard at the low notes because they're on the first beat of the bar, and again we need to understand the rhythm there. So plenty of, again, relaxation, drop your jaw and make sure those low E's really do sound like the first beat of the bar and they don't get dominated by the highs, E's and A's at the ends of the bar. Then we're sort of 2/3 of the way through. This is very often a dangerous place in a piece of music because we're starting to relax a bit, maybe our concentration's waning slightly, and then we've got some very tricky trills in triplets. This bit, that sort of thing. So just sometimes I put a little asterisk in my music just to say, wake up. There's nothing particular that needs to be addressed, just that your concentration levels need to be really tip top, otherwise you won't make it. And as I said, 2/3 of the way through the piece is often a dangerous place. So we're then into those low E's with the high notes coming down over the top. Again, make sure absolutely every one of those bottom E's actually speaks and resonates. Then we're on to the home straight. We've got some arpeggios, some A major with high notes sandwiched in between. Now, even though the C sharps are very fleeting, they do need to be in tune, otherwise there'll be a sort of slightly unpleasant tang. So be aware that we don't go... So we're very up for the top notes, take care of the C sharps. But then if you bring the C sharps down, take care you don't drag the top notes down with them. So we need a nice big gap between the C sharps and the top notes there. So I think that's probably all I have to say about this piece. It's in, as I said, a sunny key. I think A major is the brightest key out there. It's light-hearted and it's fun. I think we're often pressured into looking for something deep and meaningful in a piece of music, and that's fine sometimes, but I really don't think there is anything going on here. So just enjoy this piece and good luck with the technical side of it. Thank you very much to Liz and Joss for having a great idea and actually making it happen. So thank you very much. Bye.